And this from the Philippines Star. The Philippines motor vehicle production continued to fall behind the rest of Southeast Asia.
You might want to sit down for this because what I'm about to say sounds like something straight out of an alternate universe. The Philippines now has the fastest growing car production in Southeast Asia. Yeah, the same country famous for traffic so bad it needs its own Netflix category is suddenly outpacing its ASEAN neighbours like it's gunning for pole position. For years, Thailand wore the crown as Detroit of Asia. Indonesia flexed its factories, and Malaysia showed off its homegrown brands. Meanwhile, the Philippines. We had jeepneys, colourful, iconic, but let's be honest, not exactly Toyota-level exports. We were the quiet kid in the automotive classroom, doodling in the corner while everyone else showed off their engines. Well, surprise, the quiet kid just built a race car. In 2024, Philippine car production exploded by 33.3%, overtaking the big names. Indonesia? Down 0.4%. Vietnam? Stalled at negative 28%. The Philippines didn't just catch up. It slammed the gas and left them staring at taillights. And you know what's wild? Nobody saw it coming. Let's rewind for a second. The Philippines used to import everything. It was like that friend who shows up to the potluck empty-handed but still leaves with leftovers. We bought, assembled, and hoped something would stick. But then the narrative flipped, and suddenly, Made in the Philippines became a badge of pride. How? 3 words. Toyota, Mitsubishi, Nissan. The holy trinity of car giants decided to make the Philippines their new garage. Toyota turned Santa Rosa, Laguna, into its personal automotive kingdom. The Vios, Innova, and Light, Ace, once imports, now roll out of Philippine factories fresher than a pandesal at sunrise. This isn't assembly line cosplay, this is real manufacturing from the ground up. Then comes Mitsubishi. Because why let Toyota have all the fun? Their Santa Rosa plant is running full throttle, pumping out the Mirage and the L300 van like there's no tomorrow. These aren't just local models anymore, they're export-ready machines. Made in the Philippines used to be rare. Now it's starting to sound global. And Nissan? Oh, they had a glow-up. The company went full redemption arc with the Almera sedan, built entirely in-house right here in the Philippines. No shortcuts, no outsourcing. It's like the country collectively said, "We're done assembling your bumpers. Now we're building the whole thing." But it's not just about corporate confidence. This surge has a co-pilot, government policy that, for once, didn't crash on takeoff. Tax incentives, export zones, infrastructure upgrades. All those big words politicians love throwing around, they're actually paying off this time. Foreign automakers are moving in, expanding, and betting big on Filipino manufacturing muscle. And the proof's in the numbers. Back in 2020, the country made around 67,000 vehicles. In 2021, that jumped to 83,000. In 2022, 92,000. By late 2023, we were already at 85,000 with projections shooting past 130,000. That's not a steady climb. That's a rocket launch with wheels. Meanwhile, the demand side's blowing up too. 352,000 vehicles sold in 2022. Projected to hit 400,000 the following year. Everyone's upgrading because when you've got better roads, better incomes and better rides, who wants to sit in a crowded bus anymore? And it's not just cars. Motorcycles and scooters are having a field day. Over 942,000 produced and 1.16 million sold in just 9 months. That's not a trend. That's a national obsession. But this isn't just about more metal on the road. Every factory that opens spins off jobs, supply chains, and economic growth faster than you can say L300. From rubber to electronics, local industries are firing up like engines on race day. The Philippines isn't just moving, it's accelerating into something much bigger. And the crazy part, we're only halfway there. Because if you think gas-powered growth is impressive, wait till you see what's coming next. Electric vehicles, export empires, and the jeepney's futuristic comeback. The Philippines isn't just joining the race, it's rewriting the map. So here's where things go from impressive to downright electric, literally. Because the Philippines isn't just building more cars, it's quietly positioning itself for the next era of mobility, the EV revolution. As the world races toward electric vehicles, the Philippines is making sure it's not left holding the gas pump. New policies are rolling out faster than TikTok challenges. Tax cuts for EV imports, incentives for local production, and plans to build full-blown EV supply chains from batteries to assembly lines. Picture it. Santa Rosa not just churning out sedans, but producing electric SUVs and even battery packs that power vehicles across Asia. This isn't wishful thinking. Companies are already sniffing around, scouting locations and lining up partnerships. The Philippines is no longer asking, "Why build here?" The new question is, "Why aren't you?" And here's the poetic part. The jeepney, that rugged icon of Filipino ingenuity, is getting a 21st century glow-up. Think less smoke, more spark. The government and private sector are reimagining it as a modern electric jeepney, built for local roads but ready for global export. What started as a war surplus leftover is now evolving into a potential symbol of sustainable transport. The cultural heart of Philippine commuting going green and mean. That's the kind of rebrand even Apple would envy. But hold on, this surge isn't just about cool cars and cleaner energy. It's about economic gravity. More factories mean more jobs, more suppliers, more investors, and more Filipino engineers leveling up. When global automakers plant roots here, they bring not just machines, they bring ecosystems. Every assembly line sparks hundreds of new small businesses, metal shops, parts makers, transport firms, tech providers. It's a chain reaction of growth that starts with one engine and ends with an entire economy humming like a finely tuned V6. And investors? They've noticed. Money's flowing in, deals are being inked, and suddenly, the Philippines isn't the kid trying to catch up. It's the one setting the pace. It's the regional overachiever your parents told you to be more like. Now, sure, we're not crowning victory just yet. Thailand still dominates in total volume. Indonesia has scale, and Malaysia has legacy brands. But here's the thing. The Philippines isn't trying to copy them. It's building something different, smaller, sharper, more agile. The growth curve looks less like a gentle slope and more like a cliff jump with wings. And that momentum, it's contagious. Once a country starts proving it can actually build, everything else follows. Logistics, training, tech, exports. Suddenly, we're not just assembling cars, we're assembling confidence. The global shift in supply chains is helping too. As manufacturers look for alternatives to China, the Philippines' strategic location, improving infrastructure, and competitive labor force make it the new why not destination. It's no longer the backup plan, it's the main play. And all this, the EV transition, the jeepney renaissance, the manufacturing surge, leads to one undeniable truth. The Philippines is finally taking the driver's seat in an industry it was once just hitching a ride in. Because this isn't just a story about cars. It's about ambition. It's about a country that got tired of waiting in traffic and decided to build its own highway. So the next time someone calls the Philippines the Detroit of Asia, don't laugh, smile. Because we're not Detroit, we're something new, faster, smarter, bolder. And our engines, they're just warming up. If you enjoyed this ride, hit that like button, smash subscribe, and drop your thoughts below. Because this story of the Philippines racing past its rivals isn't slowing down anytime soon. The future's here, it's loud, it's proud, and it's running on Filipino horsepower.